In this video, we'll be exploring the coronal hole maps tool on Predictive Science's new MHDweb 2.0. This tutorial is part 4 of a 12-part series that is designed to guide users through this user's data visualization tools. If you have not done so already, it is recommended that you review part 1 of this series, which covers in greater detail this website's architecture, general visualization workflow, and the mass run database. With that being said, to get started with plotting coronal hole maps, navigate to the MHDweb landing page, that is predpsi.com/MHDweb2, and click on the coronal hole maps button here. And for this demonstration, I'm going to select a time-dependent run, namely our Eclipse 2024 live run. So this page, just from a more global perspective, allows users to interact with the mass run data products that are generated through our post-processing pipeline. With that being said, this page is still under very active development as we work to deliver a more varied range of data products. At this time, we only supply coronal hole maps, thus the navigation links title, as you can see here. So for the time being, this tutorial will be somewhat brief, although we will continue to add tutorials as additional data products are provided. Now, as we integrate more of the aforementioned data products into this page, you'll be able to select from the drop-down menu here. As you can see, the only option that is available is coronal hole maps. If none is provided, the tool will default to coronal hole maps. Coronal hole maps themselves are structured as longitude-latitude plots, more specifically a 2D slice at the photosphere, indicating where trace field lines are either closed or open, and what the magnetic field polarity is at these open field line locations. And because coronal hole maps lie at the photosphere, only mass runs that have a coronal solution will possess a CH map, although in practice every run should have a coronal solution. Now, I will just quickly touch on the 3 widgets that are on the left-hand side here. Many of these options are covered in much greater detail in part 3 of this tutorial series. In fact, these parameters are inherited from the radial slice capabilities of the Plot2D tool. So while they may possess sort of trivial functionality for their coronal hole maps, they have more meaningful applications in the other data products that we'll be providing in future iterations of the MHDweb 2.0 site. The data widget here is mainly provided to change a couple of stylistic elements, mainly the color map, and whether you wish to show the slice text that is in the upper left-hand corner of the plot. Coronal hole maps will default to PSI's blue-gray-red color map. However, any color map that is selected will be linearly segmented into a 3-tone color map, as you can see here. With that being said, though, I'm going to go back to the PSI blue-gray-red. Now, moving on, the next widget is the point widget, which will allow you to query whether a position on the plot is an open or a closed field line. And just like in Plot2D, you can adjust the stylistic elements of the queried point by selecting the drop-down menu here, titled Customize Style. So for illustration purposes, let's take some arbitrary point. Let's say it's 315 degrees longitude and say 30 degrees latitude, and that will indicate that the respective field line there is an open field line with a positive polarity. And next is the view widget right down here. This allows you to zoom in on a region of the plot by supplying values for the x-axis and y-axis min and max ranges. The plot will adjust its axes limits to focus on this subset of the coronal hole map. Suppose I wanted to take a look at just this upper left-hand quadrant of the coronal hole map. I could supply max value on the x-axis range of 180, and the y-axis range I can go from 0 to 90. That's effectively looking at just that upper left-hand quadrant. As with other tools, you can download the plot image by selecting this button here. Also, if you'd like to download the underlying HDF5 file that is used to generate this plot, you can select the Download Data button that is right next to that download image. And with that being said, this concludes this overview of the Data Products / Coronal Hole Maps tool on Predictive Science's MHDweb 2.0. The next video in this series will go on to explore the time series tool. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave a comment below. And once again, thanks for watching.